Hello, welcome to our continuation of the Russian campaign in Master of Command. We are getting very close to the end of Act 1. Not a very good start, to be honest. I was being very slow to actually expand my army in the first stream. Second one went better. Now we have a very big army, almost 3 full brigades. But we are running low on resources, ammunition, soldiers, money, and there is a big enemy headquarters army that we need to actually deal with. So we need to try and get as many fights as we can until then. Build up our army a bit more. Prepare for the finale of the act. So yeah, we have Hyteris. Finale. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure I will survive. I should. From what I've heard, Act 1 should be much easier compared to Act 2 and 3. Which is slightly embarrassing because I was struggling so much at the beginning of Act 1. Hopefully that doesn't mean that I screwed up things already. But yeah, we still have 44 days to go through until the enemy army moves. Here they are encamped very close to us. So what I did in the demo is I allowed the timer run out and the enemy sent a big army after me. I'll try to do things slightly different now, and I will try to attack the enemy headquarters army before they gather up and start marching. Meaning by the end of day 178, I need to be in a fight with them already. We are in the area, we're just gonna hit a lot of these event places around, points of interest, before proceeding to the main army. And also do some first march because we need the time. Okay, what we see here is starving families in famine in local slums who are offering good money for food. We do have quite a bit of food that we raided from a local village, so we can exchange that for money. Yay! We're going to go for the fancier option. Not exactly what I want though. I want fights. I want to fight someone. Oh, there's an enemy army, but they're running away. Okay. Another event, friendly army is pushing an enemy, we can send some men to help them. I'm not sure about this, we do start to run rather low on reservists, but let's see what the event gives us in return if we do send men to help. Okay, our men have succeeded, they helped the allied Russian troops to push the enemy through and secure the positions, and we got loot for it. Good outcome. So we got some money, we got some weapons, and only spent part of our reserves that we sent. What a surprise! The weapons we got is once again bayonets. This is just so on point for how this campaign has been going so far. Every single time, we just get a ton of bayonets. We don't get good muskets, we don't get good artillery, we just get bayonets, bayonets, bayonets. Meaning that all we can do is charge the enemy into melee. Which is kind of what we're trying to do, but to be fair, not very successful. Most of the time, I was struggling to actually reach the enemy lines on time. I learned to think about that. So, this game is actually more realistic than most of the similar games that I'm used to. In one regard. So, movement of your troops actually depends on how they're formed. If you have troops formed in a big, long line of very few, very little depths, they actually move slower than if you are marching in a column, which is historic and realistic. it's harder to hold a line straight when it's longer. Uh, so for marching or for attacking the enemy in melee, you actually want to advance in columns. Problem is column don't have as many men that are able to fire at any given time. So it's always a trade-off between speed and melee abilities versus firepower. Exactly how it was in the period, exactly what most of the games miss. Because in most games there is rarely a reason not to form in a very long line so more people can shoot. I was doing that the whole time. Now I know that was a mistake. It's good to know it was a mistake. I guess you now know that as well. Okay, lines are superior anyways. I guess. Very progressive army we have. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to re-equip the units, because I did get some better bayonets than some of my people had. So we're gonna give them to our grenadiers. And I did get some better muskets, just not very good ones. Okay, now that everyone's equipped, we have a choice. We can go north and try to get as many events as we can, and we do need to secure at least one more encampment to fulfill the objective and get a unit of Russian cuirassiers, good heavy cavalry. Or we can go south to the town and raid it, mercilessly, in order to get more money. Raiding takes time, but we still have 40 days left, so I'm inclined to do that. It would at least allow us to buy better equipment, buy more troops. And obviously, being the mean people we are, first we will buy things from this town, and then we will raid it for all it's worth. Let's also sell some of the things we looted from the enemy, the things that we can't equip. We're keeping some of them for events, because now I know that oftentimes events require these unequipable items as options, but we don't need too many of them. And we're gonna get all the ammunition I have. Reserves we still have some. Food we'll get from raiding, but ammunition tends to get spent very quickly. Oh no, winter is coming! Okay, I see. So, we're now getting penalties to our movement speed, and I guess attrition as well. The intention was that we would be done with campaign by now. It's day 142, or getting very close to being done with campaign by now. But because we took a few events that postponed the start of the final battle, we are now pushing into the winter. It would be better to end the campaign before that happens. Okay, let's go north on the forced march and try to catch that patrol army that we saw run away from us earlier. Yeah, everyone hates winter. Okay, we found a campfire. The enemy must have left in a great hurry. We can either get some supplies or get some weapons, or we can loot the camp, get both weapons and supplies, but we're lucky to face a tough enemy field army. I actually want that. on one hand, facing an army means losing reserves, but I need to get experience for some of my units to upgrade them before the final battle of Zacht. So I will intentionally attack the camp and trigger, well, hope to trigger a battle, simply so I can level up my people. Oh. Encampment secured, so we got a unit of cuirassiers. And we did spawn an army, but it's not a big army compared to ours. We have 11,000 men, they have 8,000. And now we have a unit of cuirassiers, which are, as you can see from the upgrade tree, at the very top of what Russian cavalry can achieve. Meaning, we need to get our equipment and give them the best that we have. All the best equipment has to go towards the cuirassiers because they are the best unit we have. We're even gonna pay for an extra slot for equipment. Nice, they have 72 melee damage now. That's good, and it's a bigger unit than the rest of our cavalry units, so they're gonna do very well in charging the enemy. We're actually running low on the items to give our cavalry. That's a surprise. So right now we have a pretty decent army for the first act at the very least. We have 3 full brigades. Some problems with them. We don't have good general for 3rd brigade. He's 0 level, so no good trades. And we only have a unit of artillery, not very good artillery itself. This is what I'm aiming to fix by leveling up my people, is that observation recruits can upgrade into artillery. Again, not very good artillery, but that is something. We do have 4 units of cavalry now. So that will be our main focus. Our infantry will just buy the time while cavalry will try to take out enemy cavalry and their artillery. That's fine. Okay, enemy has a lot of infantry. 6 units of infantry. 1 cavalry, 1 artillery. Infantry is mostly recruits, so this battle will be very easy. We'll wait with our infantry, cavalry will take out the enemy rear and then attack the recruits from the rear, which tends to break them immediately. Not a very exciting battle. The headquarter army will be much more fun, obviously. This will get a chance to try out the column tactic. We'll put our grenadiers on the right in a column, meaning they will not be good at shooting enemy, but they will be able to charge the enemy very well. And the running boys will do the same. Actually, I see that the enemy formed their best infantry on our left, so this is where we will send the grenadiers. British infantry is very good at shooting, extremely good at shooting, but not that good at fighting in melee. So while some recruits will receive their firepower and suffer, our grenadiers and running boys will charge the enemy in columns and take their best infantry out. The recruits are forming the center. And we have 2 units of veteran musketeers. Those will go on our right and try to push the enemy infantry from the right. It's kind of a pincer movement. Our best musketeers are going to our right to flank the enemy. Our melee infantry is going to the left to do the same. At least one of them should break through. And we also have the cavalry now. I'm going to send the cuirassiers we just got to the left as well, because I really need to take out that enemy British line infantry. They're too good at fighting. Yeah, many people would be excited about the rear, mostly about being in the rear. I know I would prefer to be in the rear of any battle, as far away from it as possible, actually. Okay. It's so strange to actually be playing battles in which I'm not terribly outnumbered like I did for most of this act. That was clearly not an indication of how it's supposed to go, because now I'm just steamrolling most of this. And yeah, I know I just jinxed it all, and now it will go terribly. I'm aware. Let's speed up the game a bit. Now all we're doing is slowly closing the distance. Okay, enemy sends their artillery forward without infantry to support them. Usually they move together. That is a strange move. What it means is that we'll try and send our cavalry in early into frontal attack, meant to take out the enemy artillery, if they can. They might not be able to, but it's worth a try. No, they can't do it, unfortunately. The enemy finally started moving the infantry and fired upon our artillery. Ouch, that hurts. Okay, proceeding to original plan. Infantry goes forward. Cavalry goes to flank. Let's speed up a bit, because so far there's not much interesting happening. The enemy is very slow advancing. If they are willing to advance, we might as well let them. Our cavalry is likewise slowly encircling the enemy. Interesting thing is that they chose to send their best infantry unit to chase our cavalry. I'm not sure that's a smart decision, but I will not complain about it. Does mean that now my cavalry and my assault infantry units can attack the enemy British foot unit together, which is good. Just need to reform the line a bit so everyone can actually get to fire. Okay, it's time to start charging the enemy. Poor British infantrymen. There's 4 regiments going after them. Which is not a fair fight at all. 4 against 1. Okay, let's see. Cavalry from the rear and then grenadiers from the front. Who will get there first? Cavalry got there first. Okay, enemy infantry is retreating. Nice. Trying, boys, charge as well. Okay, for once the running boys did not run away from the enemy. They actually took out the enemy. That's a new thing for them. Normally they act like complete cowards. All the enemies are crushed except 2 units, one of which was running after our cavalry the whole time. I don't know how they hope to catch a cavalry on foot. They actually run in the correct direction, yeah. Okay, let's just speed it up because at this point it's mostly about finishing up 2 leftover units. It doesn't take any tactical commands, it just takes time for my units to actually reach the enemy. Victory! Achievement! Win 10 battles. Finally! This is more like the outcome I was looking for. Lost 800, killed 2600. 3 men for each one of us. Usually it was closer to 1-to-1. Nice. So what we will actually exchange them for experience. We could get either money or money or ammunition or reservists. Both would be good things, but I really need experience for my troops right now. So that's what we're gonna go for. Oh, and the general leveled up. That's nice. Plus 15% veterans again. My experience gain. That's very nice. Okay, can we upgrade anyone? Rowing boys are still not ready to become grenadiers. These ones are not ready to become artillery. Okay, that did not help at all. We could upgrade our Prussian mercenaries to musketeers or cavalry. Or wait, upgrade them into artillery. I think I will upgrade them into musketeers so we can turn them into Jaegers later down the line, which is a unit of light infantry. We don't have any right now and I haven't seen any in my upgrade trees. Might as well use Prussians for this. I can replenish the units. Problem remains, I still need experience for my units. That means I need to pick a fight with someone. Let's go to that outpost. See if there's anyone willing. Oh! An encamped enemy army. Fantastic. Okay. A raid against enemy army is planned here. We can give them ammunition to help them. Sure. Yay! Our mission helped and we got more weapons. Let me guess, more bayonets? More bayonets! What a surprise! I swear, the game just keeps giving me bayonets. Only them. We did get a new sword for cavalry, so that is nice. And we got cheese rations for cavalry. Our horses can eat cheese now. I'm not sure that's how you feed horses, but it works. Problem remains. Okay, we can attack the enemy encamped army. Hopefully we will actually win this one, because they're actually similar to us in strengths. But if we win it, aside from a lot of experience and trophies, we will also get a doctrine, which is an army-wide bonus buff. There's a few encamped armies across the map. For defeating each one, you get a doctrine. Oof. Okay, we might be inside a bit of trouble, but that's what makes it fun, right? So, enemy actually has 4 brigades against our 3. Out of them, 9 units are infantry, meaning more infantry that we have. Only 1 unit of cavalry, so that's nice. But they have 3 units of artillery, and good artillery at that. That will be the biggest problem, not the enemy infantry, although they do have very high level infantry. Now, the biggest problem will be enemy artillery. We really need to distract the enemy infantry away from our lines, away from the artillery, so our cavalry can swoop in, take out the guns. Then we will have a chance. Let's try. If I make this, I'll get better artillery weapons. I'm not sure. I already defeated a few armies with artillery, and I never get guns as trophies. Which I should be able to. In the demo I did get guns as trophies. I'm just extremely unlucky with my weapon load. Okay, this one needs to be planned very, very well. What do we have here? They do have some light infantry as well. That's a problem. They're not good against charge, but they're very good at shooting. Most of the recruit infantry is on our right. It's our left where there's cause for concern. The enemy has a unique unit of Highland I assume grenadiers, with extremely good melee characteristics. We can't get close to these guys, they will tear us to shreds. We have to shoot them from a distance. And also they have a normal unit of grenadiers. Again, not good to get close to. As well as 2 units of regular foot infantry to support them with firepower. As usual, we have 2 choices. Either we put our recruits against the enemy elites to buy time, and we send our elite infantry to crush their left flank, or we try and take out the elite units with our best infantry. First one is safer, but gonna lead to much higher casualties. Second one is riskier, but might keep the casualties lower if I can break the enemy infantry early. You know what? I will try and go for the first idea. I will send my best musketeers to try and shoot down the enemy grenadiers. And I will even send the Prussian musketeers here as well to help me with that. And I will actually send my grenadiers and Reinix boys to the left flank as well. The plan is our elite infantry will try to shoot the enemy grenadiers. They are likely to try and charge us at this moment, so our grenadiers will try to intercept them and at least put up some amount of fight without letting the enemy through to our firing positions. If we can break the enemy grenadiers, then our grenadiers will try to actually attack the enemy British foot infantry. They are kind of a reserve in this case. And the recruits will be buying time on our right. We don't have that many recruits, we only have 2 units of recruits left. But to be fair, it doesn't take much to hold off other recruits, and we will send our cavalry there as well. So if they attack our recruits and get into a firefight, cavalry can charge them from the rear, which should be enough to take out enemy units of low morale. It is artillery still that causes me trouble. Because 3 units of artillery is much more than we've met so far, and there is a chance they would just fire upon my cavalry, break them, then I can't take out the artillery anymore. That's the biggest risk moment here, I would say. We will also not advance on them too much, because we have some forests here, we might as well use that to our advantage. Put our recruits in the forest. Okay, what is the enemy doing? They're moving the infantry, that's good. I didn't like last time when they were smart and they moved the artillery ahead of the infantry. I really need the artillery to stay behind the infantry lines so that my cavalry can flank them. Musketeers will form up, grenadiers will take positions between them. So the enemy is very close to the edge of the map, and I'm actually not sure how to flank with my cavalry on the left. Okay. Ow. Artillery began firing on us, so we need to speed it up. They fire from far away as well. They have definitely better guns than us. They can fire from further away. On a plus side, it seems from so far away they struggle to hit things, which is good. I'm okay with them wasting their shots that way. So long as they're willing to close into my infantry, all is good. Which they seem to be unwilling. They're slowing down. Damn. Okay. Okay. This is a problem. My plan already struggles. The enemy refuses to approach us, which means we have to approach them, at least on the left flank where my best units are prepared to charge the enemy. And that means our cavalry needs to hurry up, try and get behind the enemy and charge the artillery. Why is they firing so fast? Okay. Okay. Everyone, speed up whatever you're doing. Warm up, prepare to fight. Before the artillery kills us all. Which they're doing very well so far. Okay, I will even have to double time my infantry to rush towards the enemy, because otherwise we have no chance of taking them out. Okay. Started a firefight with enemy unique unit. And that was cause enough for the rest of the enemy infantry to start moving onto our line. That is exactly what we want through them. Okay, okay. Finally things started to go according to plan. Started, I did not say they are working out. Grenadiers charge. Oh, enemy artillery is just massacring us. Flying boys charge as well. Okay. Enemies started firing the artillery upon our cavalry. Go on, charge! Go on! Yes! Because the first unit of enemy cavalry. Now we're gonna get the second. How are our recruits doing? Not great. At least our running boys have crushed one of the enemy foot infantry units. And we took out 2 of the enemy artillery units. 1 still remains, and their cavalry crushed both of our raiding cavalry units, which is a problem. Unfortunately, our cavalry that was flanking on the left is completely exhausted, which gives them big penalties to ability to fight. Our grenadiers are stuck fighting the enemy in melee, and the enemy still has 1 unit of artillery that's just tearing us to shreds. Okay, I don't know how to get to enemy artillery. Our cavalry is too exhausted to advance. And our recruits are really struggling to do anything against the enemy. Meanwhile, our best units of veteran musketeers managed to break one of the enemy elite infantry, the unique unit of them. Now are turning their fire onto the grenadiers. Okay, great. Grenadiers broke the enemy infantry. And the cuirassiers are now pursuing them in force. Fantastic. So our grenadiers can try and take out the enemy artillery. Oof, this is intense. Artillery, why are you not firing upon anyone? Why is our unit of artillery just standing here? Why aren't you firing? What the hell is going on here? Have 1 unit of artillery and they are refusing to do anything. I don't get this. Okay, fine, you can run away then. Because recruits are about to break. And then you will be left alone with the enemy. Because we did not support our recruits while they were fighting. Don't know why. Okay, enemy light infantry is doing great. For now, running boys will charge them in the back. And since that's light infantry, they won't be able to do anything against a good charge. That's not how it was supposed to be. How? Running boys, how are you losing a melee charge against light infantry? It's literally the main weakness, not being able to receive a charge. How did you fail that? Oh, the losses in this battle will be enormous. I mean, they're already enormous. Yep, running boys are running away from enemy skirmishers. Literally couldn't take out snipers in melee. Guys! What are you doing? I guess they're all too fatigued to fight. They have too big of a penalty from fatigue. To the point where they... Grenadiers can't take out recruits. That's how bad it got. At least they still have good morale, so even though they don't know how to fight, they're standing their ground and dying honorably. Also, another thing that kind of annoys me about controls in this game. When you order your infantry to fire at someone, they will approach into the range of fire and, well, fire. But if the enemy walks out of your range of fire, they refuse to pursue the enemy and just let them walk off. Which means that grenadiers that kept running away from an infantry, our infantry would, after I give them command, approach, give one volley, grenadiers would run away, and they would not be pursued. I would expect, if I gave a command to shoot at someone, that they would continue going after them and shooting at them. Not giving one salvo and being, we did what we could. Okay, the only ones remaining so far are the unit of Prussian musketeers that everyone was too busy to kill. Okay, we won! Yay! Ooh. Another achievement. Inflict 25,000 casualties in one campaign. Damn, we lost 4,000 men just now. 4,000 men. We killed 5.5, but still. Damn. Even if we conscript all the prisoners, we'll not have enough men to actually fill up our army. That's a problem. That's a big problem. And we get a peak of doctrines. So one gives more experience to artillery but less to everyone else. Don't want that. Another gives foraging effectiveness is doubled, which is nice because we do use up a lot of food. But unfortunately that means foraging you're moving slower and I can't afford that. Third one, you get more $100 every time you visit a new settlement, but item cost is plus 10%. I'll probably go for this one because I don't buy that many items. Uh, and $100 per settlement is always nice. Well, at least everyone will get a lot of experience from this, I hope. All my generals leveled up. That's a lot of experience. Okay. Ooh, nice. So, our first brigade, the general can get a bonus to grenade throw range, which is convenient because we will have two grenadier units in the first brigade. Yeah, it's cool how you can really build much units and bonuses from the generals by moving units between the brigades here. Okay. Less ammunition consumption, more reload speed. That will be very nice for artillery. In the Stoyanov, you have cavalry. Do you have anything? Move speed plus 15%. Yes, please. That will be fantastic for cavalry. Okay, I got good bonuses for each of them. And running boys can become grenadiers now. Fantastic. Okay, and we can get our second unit of artillery. I want a third one. I need at least one extra battle to level up some of the units. Do you have enough to replenish everyone? Oh, we do actually have enough reserves to replenish everyone. That's very good. Okay, sorry for that, but now I need to rebuild my units once again, re-equip them. A lot of things changed. Yeah, karma finally turned to me. I don't think that will be for long. Something will backfire the next battle, most likely. But for now, things are looking nicer. I'm actually tempted to pay money to unlock a fifth equipment slot for our best units. But I'll save the money because I will need to buy reservists and ammunition very soon. As soon as I can find some, actually. We are starting to run low on infantry. I got quite a bit of specialized units for cavalry to artillery, but I only have 6 units of infantry. That really showed in the previous battle. That I didn't have enough troops to hold the line, so to say. So ideally, we should get a new brigade and fill it up with infantry units. Unfortunately, the brigade costs $1,200. We don't have that much, but we might get it in the second act. We got so much equipment, I should actually start selling some of it. Oh, so much equipment to distribute. I will soon need to start selling the equipment I looted, at least the low level one, low quality one. Because at this point, it's getting hard to find things in it. I wonder if we can actually filter things by quality, or like sort things by quality. Can we? At a glance, it can be hard to tell which item is high quality, which one is basic. Yeah. I guess there's no filter that way. That's unfortunate. Okay, I think we replenished plenty. What we need now is men and ammunition. Both are available in Hazenpot. So we're gonna go to Hazenpot as fast as we can. We still have 30 days until the headquarter army arrives. Okay, yay! Let me sell some of the equipment. It is possible that it would backfire and we would need that equipment for, I don't know, events or something. But it really is getting hard to find things. And I have multiple copies of some of the items, so might as well sell those off, get a bit of the money back. We can also hire another officer for when we do get a new brigade. There are some pretty good things on sale here. I generally hasn't been able to buy much so far because it's expensive. But now that we have some money, we might as well buy an engineer for two reasons. It's a very good bonus to artillery. It gives both a cover bonus, so it's harder to hit, and max range, so they can hit harder. But equally as important, some of the events I've seen so far require having an engineer for better options. Yeah, I'm gonna buy an engineer. Can I buy some new guns for my artillery? No, I cannot. Sad. There are a lot of recruits to get here, but I can't really use those recruits anyways, so might as well save the money for something else. Okay, let's go grab the events around the enemy headquarters army. Oh, we can send one of our generals on a hunt. Why not? They got more provisions. Good sellable item. Good. Okay, we really need to get to Hazen Port as fast as possible. We have 20 days until the headquarters army attacks. We got another event where we can pay some mercenaries to delay the enemy headquarters army by a week. It costs us $170, which is a lot of money for just a week. But it might be worth it. Let's do it. So I can at least get to Hazen Port and buy things. Let's go to Fort. Oh! Enemy army running away. Yay! It's a very small patrol army, but they will give us the experience we need and some loot to sell. So give them to me. For some battles it would be nice to have auto-resolve. I know, for example, Total War, I'm always complaining about the quality of auto-resolve, but it's nice to have it for when you way outnumber the enemy. Here you still need to fight out in these battles that are kind of obvious how they will go. I mean, in this case the enemy has what? 4 infantry units, mostly recruits, and 1 artillery. That will be easy to destroy. It is a question of how much losses I'll take, but probably not much. We're just gonna send in our line, our normal infantry to skirmish. Our grenadiers once again will form 2 columns and attack the enemy from behind. Wait, not from behind our lines. I wish my grenadiers were mobile enough to attack the enemy from behind. No, this tactic worked well enough that infantry forms a line, takes the first salvo of the enemy fire, and then grenadiers march through the lines in a column and try to get to the enemy. And obviously we have cavalry now, so we might as well use that fact. I usually use cavalry in the more dense lines for charges, because the denser formation the better the charge. I will not do it now, since I pretty much mostly need them to take out enemy artillery, and there it doesn't matter how good you are to charge, artillery crumbles to any charge. Meanwhile, the thinner the line is, less losses they will take from artillery itself. Is this actually the first battle where we have more artillery than the enemy does? This does not happen. We have 10 guns and they only have I think 4. Okay, they have 6. But still, this is the first battle where we have more artillery than the enemy. Mostly because it's just a small patrol. I'm honestly surprised patrols even get artillery. But in the universe they probably would not. But for gameplay reasons it makes sense. Now we can wait for enemy to come towards us though. I just need to get my cavalry out of the range. Oops. Yeah, the enemy artillery just proceeded to chase my cavalry. Which is smart. That's the main danger to them. Okay. How artillery is out. I have suspicion that my infantry will not even get a job, the cavalry will just do everything for them. But who knows? We can still wait a bit. Actually, if we take them out with cavalry, we will save on ammunition, so let's do that. Might as well. Can't use grenades for some reason. I don't know why. Even though I have grenadier units, I can't use grenades. Maybe I need a general skill to be able to use grenades to begin with. Not sure. Yay! Poor recruits. On one hand they have hussars charging them, on another grenadiers. Yeah, just crushed them. Oh, that was easy. Yeah, at least I'll get more bayonets from this. We lost 300 men. What a surprise! I got more bayonets! And more swords for my cavalry. Ungodly. Okay, so it's a choice between getting more experience or getting more money and ammunition. I think I'll go for money and ammunition. Experience is nice, but most of my units have achieved what they could. Most of them. Okay, I made a mistake. I should have went for experience. So these recruits could become artillery. Okay, well, mistakes happen. I need more enemy armies, please. Oh wait, I forgot to replenish my losses. Gambling! I can gamble! Damn! Let's gamble a bit. Okay, we won the gamble, nice. Okay, how much time do you have until headquarters? 20 days. Let's grab all the reserves we can and all the munition we can. I really hope this will transfer to the next act, the supplies I have. Because that way I will start the next act with a lot of reserves and ammunition, which will always be helpful. Let's sell some more equipment as well, again. Okay, I have 500 money now. Can I get any improved artillery? Please, I just need some better artillery. Not asking for much. Oh, another engineer. Yeah, let me grab another engineer for artillery. And unfortunately, this town does not have a foundry to make me new cannons. Does this town have? This town does have a foundry. Nice. Okay. I only have the basic, very basic default gun on one of the units. The other one got slightly better ones, but not by much. I don't have that much money. Let's see what we can afford. Normally buying items, obviously it's much easier, much better to loot them from battle. But artillery does have a lot of effect. And the gun quality impacts their ability to actually kill enemies much more than it does for musketeers in my experience. So at the very least we can buy 3-pound guns for one unit that does not even have that. The observation field artillery only has 1 pound, those are horrible. Question is, do we want to splurge for 6-pound gun? Has less accuracy, but more range and damage, but also it reloads long. I think I'll just grab a cheap 3-pounder and use that. Already an improvement. Nice. Oh, there are also some equipment here that gives higher max range to the artillery, which is nice for sniping out the enemy artillery. Just not sure I have the slots to replace anything with it. Guess I could replace the canister rounds. Those haven't really proven themselves useful anyways. Although it does decrease the reload. Yeah, it would decrease the reload. I don't want that. Let's not. Let's save the money. Okay, we have 17 days. Let's hit those 2 events. Oh no, the winter is here. Gives us more provision consumption, less move speed, less campaign usability. That's not nice. Yeah, I think most campaigns are supposed to end by now. It just I kept pushing the headquarters timer back and back to the point where It's winter now. Interesting. So I got an event where I can exchange some money and either an item or a general for a regiment. If I send a general, I get a light cavalry regiment. If I send some reservists and a quartermaster item, I get infantry. And if I send a commissar item, I get artillery. I would love to get another unit of artillery. I don't think I have a commissar anywhere. Which is sad because I actually saw it being sold recently, but the bonuses weren't as nice, so I didn't pick it up. Let us check if we do have quartermaster somewhere. No, we don't. We do have an engineer, though. Was that the one they asked about? Oh no, commissar. Commissar or quartermaster. Okay, we don't have either of those. Sad. I could send them the general and get some cavalry. It was a very cheap general. Let's do that, at the very least. Okay, we got some hussars. You're sitting in warm with tea. I also should get some warm tea. Maybe later. After I survive this winter. Okay, we got some hussars from an event. The question is, are those hussars better than our irregular hussars or not? Fortunately, there's no way to compare two units that I know of. At least not directly. So I'm gonna have to check them stat by stat and compare. So, existing ones 30 charge, 25 melee. These ones 40 charge, 20 melee. 70 stamina, 40 move speed. And the existing ones 25 stamina, 65 move speed. Okay, so the ones we already have much better move speed. Sight is smaller charge, but that's okay. Yeah, I think I'll keep who I have, because not only do they have higher move speed, which is very nice for taking out artillery, but also they have some veterancy bonuses, so they will be better than the ones I got. The ones I just got will be for when we get the 4th Brigade. If you survive winter. Yeah, fair. Okay, we have 15 days until headquarters. Let's go to another convoy. I should have bought more food while I was in the Hazen port. Okay, we can spend a day and fight a weak field army. Please do. And there's another army approaching us, so we'll fight that one as well. And that should be enough experience to level up the units that are in need of level. No, 2 cavalry, 3 foot, easy. For once, enemy has no artillery, which means the tactic is very simple. We sit back, we pound them with our guns. Once enemy Highland foot approaches, our elite musketeers will try to quickly shoot them down. And cavalry will take enemy recruits. The only thing of concern is 2 units of enemy cavalry. Not sure how to best deal with those, but we shall see. For once, I can dictate the battlefield since I have more artillery than the enemy does. It's very nice. We're actually going to go and take that forest and wait for the enemy in the forest. That makes the most sense. Okay, I need to move my artillery guns a bit more after all. Okay, enemy is sending the cavalry to take on ours. Hopefully cuirassiers will be able to easily dispatch him. Actually, no, I will even pull back our cavalry and let the enemy come to our infantry. Go on, approach me. I dare you. Yeah, one problem with artillery, because it's mostly new recruit units, they don't have very good accuracy. Well, on paper they have decent accuracy, but they really do miss a lot. Unfortunately. Oh, can you please target enemy cavalry? I know, fascinating gameplay. Sorry for that. This is the kind of battle that needs to happen if I want to get my best chances long term, but also is not necessarily the most fun battle to observe. I'm aware of that. Cuirassiers. Let's see how easily our cuirassiers will take out enemy provincial cavalry. They should take it fairly easily. Well, they still lost 80 men, which is more than I expected them to lose. So that's disappointing. But they did win, so that's nice. Okay. Charge! Running boys, go on! Okay, the enemy is the running boys now. Okay, that's it. Lost 400. Let's go for experience here. Please let me upgrade my infantry to artillery. No, they do not. Observation recruits need to get kills in to upgrade. Clearly. But at least we can upgrade one of our artillery units. To be slightly better artillery, with a slightly grey mustache. Yeah, to be honest, I thought taking the veterans option would give this much experience to every unit. No, it gives this much experience spread throughout the units. So I will not take that option anymore. It doesn't seem to be doing much compared to other options you can choose when dealing with enemy captives. Okay, there's another enemy army. We'll let them approach us while moving towards the enemy headquarters. Why are you running away? You were chasing me, why are you running away all of a sudden? Once again, a lot of infantry recruits, a bit of good infantry, some cavalry and one unit of artillery now. Now I should really be careful about my losses though, because headquarters army is due to depart in 7 days. That means I need to attack it within this week. And replenishing troops takes time. So I need to spread out damage throughout all of my units right now, avoid any one unit getting too damaged, to avoid them not being able to recover in time for the actual important battle. So I will send our best infantry against the enemy. Best infantry. We'll send the running boys there as well. Recruits will take the left flank. And I will try to get as many kills with observation recruits as I can, because those are the ones that really need to get experience and become artillery. I bought observation recruits to turn them into artillery. One unit I did, second is just refusing to get enough experience to level up, which is very frustrating to me. I do need a third unit of artillery for the big battle. Well, I don't actually need it. I might use up the infantry more, but I want it. And that's what matters. Let's see, will they advance on us or will they sit back and wait? Okay, they're advancing on us, probably because I have more artillery. That's fine, we'll wait for them. I like how this item allows them to put barricades in front of the unit. It looks cool. Okay, one of the units of Subtle Hussars is not fully replenished, so we'll hold them in reserve and try not to send them into battle. Exactly for reasons I described earlier. If I send them into battle and they take losses, they might not replenish them in time for the next fight. Okay, enemy artillery is here. It's a duel of artillery now. Please hit them already. They do have better guns than us. Well, bigger guns. Our artillery is really struggling to make a dent there. God damn it. Okay, artillery duel is useless, we're losing that one bad. Cavalry will have to do the job as usual. What a surprise. Okay. My enemy's flanking with the cavalry. Unfortunately, I will have to send my cavalry to deal with them, which means taking losses, big losses there, which we might not replenish in time. Well, damn. At least the running boys are doing their job well. And by that I don't mean the job of running. The job of making other people run. Yeah, I think the canister shot is bugged. Once again I switch my artillery to canister shot, they're looking at the enemy well within their range of fire and not doing anything. I think it's bugged. Yeah, cavalry is doing all the work. Mostly because infantry does not know about square formations here. And that was really the only way they could repel cavalry well at this time, at this period. Let's see. Will our units finally upgrade? Level up? No! Of course not. Of course they won't. At least the cavalry can upgrade, which is nice. But our recruits still refuse to turn into artillery. This is really frustrating. I haven't tried to get them more kills, but the enemy broke too fast. You got better horses, nice. Can give good horses to people. Okay. It is finally time for us to take on the enemy headquarters. We just need to arrive there on time. Okay. Oof. They have more men than we do. I have suspicion that perhaps better quality men and more artillery. Let's see. Let's go. Damn. They have 4 units of artillery. And 4 full brigades almost. So, how much are we getting here? 8 units of infantry against 6 of ours. 3 units of cavalry against 4 of ours. And 4 units of artillery against 2 of ours. That means artillery fight we're definitely gonna lose. And also they're higher level on average than us. So, artillery fight hopeless. Cavalry, they unfortunately have enough cavalry to hold up off ours and not let them get artillery easily. They even have a unique unit of cavalry. Great, fantastic. And 2 unique units of infantry. They do have quite a bit of recruits though. So, our only hope is by sending our infantry into melee and trying to overturn the enemy that way. I'm frankly not sure I can win this, but I will try. Which, Act 1 is supposed to be easy. What is easy about this? Probably my bad start. I really was very slow in accumulating the units, and by the time I got a good amount of regiments, they did not have enough time to level up to where I wanted them to be. Okay, this battle will have to be a lot more tactical. How did they put the infantry? Okay, so all the recruits are in the center or our right. Meanwhile, the veteran infantry is on our left. To be fair, I saw Brunswicker Musketeers, I thought it was a unique unit. Does not look so, because looking at their stats, they're not that great as I feared. I guess they're just some type of German line infantry unit. So actually their infantry is pretty bad. Aside from this one British foot infantry unit, their infantry is bad. The artillery is good though. What that means is we need to attack very aggressively. Very aggressively. We need to choose one of their flanks, send all our infantry in a melee attacks, melee charge, so doing one salvo, one volley and then charging in, and try to overturn the enemy quickly, because that way we can clear the way for infantry to approach the artillery. And yeah, once infantry approaches the artillery is done. I don't think I would be able to do it with my cavalry, at least without taking enormous losses in the process. So infantry will have to do the job. Now I'm happy that my unit of recruits did not level up into artillery, because to pull off this move I do need more infantry, just overwhelm the enemy. The question is from which side to attack. On one hand, if we attack to the left, we have forests here, so we can use that to our advantage, use it as cover while we're closing the distance. Also, this looks very cool. The unit of light infantry just hiding behind fortifications. On the other hand, enemy units on our right are not very good, and they will break fast, which will allow us to push through to artillery quicker. I think I'll go with right. Yes, that way we take more losses. But more losses means faster movement in this case. And actually, I will make an exception from my rules. Normally, I form all my musketeer units into one line in order to shoot more. Here I will advance with one of my musketeer units in Mofa columns in 2 lines. Because my whole bet will be on close resistance, getting into melee, not just with grenadiers in this case. The one concern is enemy cavalry. Once my infantry units will get in, the cavalry will try to charge it because then infantry can't shoot at them, which is the main danger to a charging cavalry. So yeah, that will be the biggest problem, enemy cavalry trying to charge once I get into melee range. We'll need to keep our cavalry nearby in order to intercept the enemy cavalry and buy the infantry the time they need to break through the enemy positions. Which is interesting because usually I'm playing battles here so far that cavalry is the one doing the main job, taking out enemy artillery, taking out main destroying the enemy front line. But in this case it will be the infantry that has to do the entire job. Cavalry will be just supporting them. Yeah, there is some hope. Enemy strength really lies in the artillery. As long as I can break the artillery early, I should win this. It's only a matter of actually being able to break the artillery early. Because when you get into a firefight, infantry tends to take a long time to kill. Recruits will run away faster, but still a long time. The strength of artillery is in damage over a long time as well. So they don't do as much damage quickly, but it builds up over all the time they're allowed to shoot at you without you shooting back. That's why if you can charge the artillery, they will not be able to inflict much casualties. That's not actually entirely how it was in history at this time. So artillery, if they had grape shot rounds, approaching it for infantry is a death sentence essentially. On a distance of, I don't know, 100 to 100 yards, grape shot, which is essentially a giant, it turns artillery into a giant shotgun with a lot of small lead balls, and that was disastrous to infantry to face. That's why cavalry had to take out enemy artillery, cavalry or your own artillery. Infantry's job was to fight as the infantry, not or occasional fend off cavalry, not to fight enemy artillery. But since it's a game, it needs balancing. The devs gave artillery more for damage long distance. That means they did not give it as much of a damage close distance. And I will use that to my advantage. Okay. So it begins. They started firing on us already. Let's get to the forest if we can. We can even run for a bit. Not too long, so to avoid exhausting our troops, but we need to get into cover. Our artillery is firing on the hill, which gives it a distant range bonus. So cover gives you protection, elevation gives you bonus to range, which means I can actually fire further. Very nice in this case. Where's the second unit? Ah, here's that. Okay. Man, I'm micromanaging things here like crazy. Okay. Time to charge the enemy. Okay, enemy cavalry is charging our infantry as predicted. We'll try to use grenadiers to help them. Okay, ouch! God damn it, I got distracted, my hussars closed in too close to the enemy infantry and got shot at. Meanwhile, our musketeers easily repelled both the enemy infantry and the enemy cavalry, which is very nice. Okay, the plan is working out perfectly so far. Our recruits are struggling, but when are they not, the recruits? Okay, our cavalry got intercepted before they got to the enemy artillery. That's a problem. I'm sorry, I'm kind of losing control over what's happening here. Too many things need to be taken care of at once. Okay. Things started well, now they're not going well. Enemy, while I was too busy attacking the artillery, enemy broke our left flank. When I decided to start looking at the left flank, enemy repelled our units attacking the enemy artillery. Yeah, cavalry finally broke through to the other two remaining units of enemy artillery. That should about do it. The running boys are being massacred, just absolutely massacred. Poor guys. But to be fair, they're still fighting even though they lost like 2/3 of their men, which is impressive. Good job, running boys. I know it hurts, but you did your job very well. And we won! Yeah, the whole run has been about struggling. I can't pause, but it's more fun to have to react in real time. Used to pause a lot, play very tactical. This is more fun. For me, at least. Right now. Hey! The losses will be bad. Actually, we only lost 3,500, which is ouch. But we definitely had already a battle where we lost as many. Nice! And we can actually conscript them. And we level up this unit into artillery. Finally! So I think this should be the end of the act. I guess once I leave the camp it will be over. So let me distribute the things for that. Oh, I'm given a choice of trades that are all bad for the cavalry. Oh well. Let's make him allowed. Okay. Okay. Yay! We completed the region, the first act. Can get a doctrine as well. I guess because I attacked the enemy headquarters army before it left. From what I know, if you defeat it while when the timer expired and it marched after you, you don't get a doctrine. You need to attack it while it's in camp to get a doctrine. Choice. Campaign visibility, less morale damage, or less ammunition consumption. Probably less ammunition consumption because we do tend to spend a lot. So baggage trains. And we unlocked a new unique item. Good. Unique unit, sorry. Okay, so that's the end of Act 1. Now we're given once again a choice of 3 different operations to undertake. That would be our Act 2. Yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream here today. It's a good point we ended the first act. We succeeded. Yeah, thanks for hanging by. And let me know if you want me to continue on with this campaign. Do the second act, which is supposed to be much tougher. Don't know how well that goes. We shall see, I guess. So yeah. Thank you for congratulations. Thank you for hanging out. Hope you have a good day. Bye. Oh, and yeah, by the way, a different topic. Whiskey Road comes out on November 6th. See you then for the stream of release early access version. Yeah, now bye for sure.